Lashlee.
Rhett, save for the fumble by carry on paper, looked to be about as good a performance as you can ask for. Is that what you kind of saw in review? Is that basically what you could expect? That was as good as one could ask for? Thank you.
We definitely showed great improvement from 1 to 2, and you're supposed to do that. From week 1 to week 2, and you got to always be pleased when we don't punt. We did a lot of really good things. I was pleased with the way our tempo played. Getting upwards to 85 to 90 plays was a plus. I think that helped us, especially in the running game. I think P and 10s or throwing the ball in early downs and making some plays helped that as well. And then, just in general, guys, I think played a little harder, we're a little more physical, and we made plays. We've said it for a while. We had 17 explosive plays, which is a really good number. And guys made plays. You look at the first touchdown. I mean, we're sitting in a 3rd and 5. If we don't convert, we're second drive to start the game. We didn't get any points. Sean keeps the play alive. Carryon makes a great effort play, and we score a touchdown. That kind of, I think, loosened everybody up and got everything going. We made some other throws and catches with Tony and Sean, or Cameron Petway on a run, making a guy miss. Just guys making some plays. And you got to do that. You got to make some plays sometimes with outside the framework. So from that standpoint, I was really pleased. Thought we did some really good things there against a pretty good football team. But you alluded to it, a turnover on the first drive of the game, getting close to the red area. We can't have that. 4th and 1, really less than 1, is about a half a yard, and we get stuffed pretty good there. And then there was a couple drives that, we finished with field goals, but we should have got 7. And so we showed great improvement. A lot of young guys played, which is good. Got good reps, so a lot of them got the newness out and got a little better. But we still got a lot of work to do.
Rhett, you brought the effort play that Carryon scored on.
Mm-hmm.
That was the same play where Sean, after you flipped him, got up and Carryon mentioned, hey, we see our quarterback out there lead blocking.
He didn't block a soul.
Well, what I was saying, what I thought that was, is that something as a coordinator and a coach, are you happy that he showed that kind of effort, or are you like, Sean, you're our starter, don't put yourself in harm?
Yeah, you'd much rather say whoa than sick him. And I thought Sean competed very well. Thought he played really hard. I think that play is an example of how he plays the game and how he played last night. To get up off the mat and try to lead the way down there anyways. He was directing traffic more than he was blocking people, and he was there to celebrate at the end. And I think that's what his teammates love about him. And so, I don't want him to try to go in there and take out the defensive lineman in that process, but I'm glad he shows that kind of effort.
Did you see him maybe make more plays with his feet, especially in early downs, just kind of get you in better situations on the second?
Yeah, what I thought he did well is he trusted his instincts. We dropped back to pass. I think the first time we had 4 verticals in a tempo situation, and it wasn't bad protection. He could have slid up and probably delivered the ball, but he slid up, saw a lane, he ran and got 8 or 9 yards. Another time we had a play on I think it was a 2nd down. He steps up, scrambles for 20. I think when he does that, that really loosens a lot of things up. And so, he showed some confidence in his ability to make some plays with his feet, and that's big. We need that.
That was his most accurate performance, Rhett. So, and I know their pass defense has been woeful, so not to take anything away, but how much of that do you attribute to him progressing and being in that position? How much do you attribute to them maybe giving him things to aim at?
I'd like to think we executed well. I wouldn't say great because we left some out there. You got the play right before half when it's a tough situation because you're trying to make a quick throw or at least get an incompletion so you get the points. The home run post in the second half. And we had a couple we left out there throwing and catching. We maybe dropped 1 or 2, but we were crisper. We worked really hard on throwing the ball last week. That was part of our plan in that game. And, overall, he did a nice job throwing the ball. And I think that's probably just the standpoint of knowing, hey, I've got the support. I'm the guy. I've got, I've had a lot of reps with these guys, and he just played with confidence. And we're going to have to do that to stay balanced every game.
Rhett, what out of the offensive line in particular, play 1 and 2, how important is their role coming up against Saturday?
They improved. They played much better. I think we were more physical. We had more knockdowns. We had more what Coach Hand calls intimidation blocks. We drove some guys. So we were able to, I think, kind of balance out the downhill perimeter yards in the run game enough to help our guys out. But we did some good things. There's still plays like the 4th and 1 that just stick out in your head. Like, we got to be able to get a half a yard. And a couple plays early on and credit to Arkansas State now. They were playing downhill and they were making it difficult. But we played better in pass protection. We gave up the 1 sack that, amount of times we threw the ball, that's about average. So we did fine there, but we still can be better. And against the opponents we're about to face, no disrespect to who we just played, because I think that's probably about as good a D-line as you're going to see in the Sun Belt. But we're going to have to be better, especially in pass pro. And so we just got to continue to improve.
Right, on that note, do you anticipate going more good on good this week just to maybe give you a better simulation for A&M's defensive line?
I don't think so. Those guys have been going against Carl Lawson since fall camp started. They go every week. Coach may have a plan to do that, but we go enough good on Tuesday and Wednesday in a normal practice. I think we'll be okay. We've already played a really good opponent like Clemson, but these guys are playing really well. This A&M bunch is playing really well.
You talked about Tony Stevens, his game.
Yep.
What it would mean to you to have him play like this the whole season?
It'd be huge. You got a senior guy we know has a lot of ability, and we've said before, this consistency. I thought he came up big. He made a big opening catch to start the game, got us going. Big third down throw and catch with him and Sean, and then he made a move and ran for a touchdown. Him and Sean made that play late. Tony did some really good things. What I liked the most about Tony, though, wasn't his 4 catches for 70 whatever yards and 2 touchdowns, but he played better without the ball. His effort was good. He was trying to be physical. He did get the holding call. He just got to get his elbows inside and let go. Know when to let go, but he was trying to be physical. He was trying to play with great effort, so we can work with that. So that's what I was most proud about.
What do you like most about the way Kyle's kind of handled things since he got on campus? It seemed like he's coming along quickly.
I like that catch the most.
Yeah.
That catch was pretty good. Kyle, he caught the ball, popped up, handed the ball to the official, acted like he'd been there before. He's still learning, trying to play a little catch up, from just knowing the whole scheme and the system. But, he's a guy that just goes out and plays. The moment's not too big, obviously, to go up and make big plays. Made one in each of the first 2 games, so hopefully we can continue that trend.
Rhett, do you feel like yesterday was the best game the receivers have ever had since you've been here as coordinator? Just a whole group, having 8 different players, including 2 running backs.
Right.
Passes.
I don't know. It may be. What I know is you had a lot of unselfish guys, being great team players. It's just like I said, we got to be a great team offense. We spread the ball around to 8 different guys, but a bunch of those guys had 2+ catches. And that's just when you can run the offense. And wherever the offense takes the read and the ball, that's who makes the play. That's how it's designed to work. And so we just got through talking to them now. I don't know who the star is going to be. There may not be one. It may be a different guy each week, and that's fine. They played a pretty good game. The Loafs and missed assignments were down, but we can be better. And so, that's just kind of all you're really chasing is that continual improvement week to week.
I know it's a really limited sample both this year and even last year for Sean, but the red zone numbers are pretty stark difference compared to pretty much everywhere else on the field. Are you able to pinpoint? I know it's a compressed deal and all that, this by nature, but just pinpoint why he's had a harder time there compared to everyone else.
I didn't know he had, so I guess because it's a small sample size. We were 7 for 7 in the red zone last night. So what were we worse last night?
I'm just going for the entire body of work, not just one game.
I don't know. I know last evening we were good, so hopefully then we've improved in whatever the areas we were deficient.
Rhett, you talked about kind of rhythm and tempo, and it's something as a quarterback that's always important. Seeing Sean kind of get into that last night, does it make you thinking about offense, knowing, hey, we need to get him started early in games now to throw the ball and kind of get that feel?
Yeah, it gives you confidence. You go out and play well, and the guys catch the ball and make some plays for him. Make no mistake, those guys made some plays. He had a lot of time, and we ran the ball well, and that helped. So it all works together. But, yeah, sure, you always like to get your quarterback off to a good start.
Rhett, you mentioned Jalen Harris after the opener. I'm curious, in a game where you put up 700+ yards, did he still grade out well, on Saturday? And is he somebody at the tight end spot you can maybe have some consistency with?
I think so. I think as the season goes on, there's potential to use him more. He did some good things with his hand down last night in some of our pro sets. He played even some back in the second half too, and so he's much better this year than he was last year, which is good. He's shown good improvement. So we just got to keep bringing him along because he's going to play every week. So how much we use him may determine more on the game plan than him, but he's getting better.
You mentioned some of the younger players. What did you see out of Malik and Cam back there once they got into the game?
The best thing, we just let those guys play. And we probably played more wideouts, to the question over here earlier. We probably played more wideouts in one game than we ever had. We were rolling units. After 2 or 3 series, all right, let's let the young guys go play a series. And so I think when you look at it, all those guys played. I think Tony and Darius Slayton played like 51 and 55 snaps. That was the most. We didn't have another guy. I mean, we didn't have anybody playing 60, 70, 80 snaps. We had a lot of guys playing 20, 25, 35. So it keeps them fresher, so when they're in there, they can play harder. And a lot of that was because we just let the young guys play, from the receivers to those two running backs. And there's two reasons you do that. One, we think they can help us win this year. I think they're really talented guys, so they just need to continue. The best way they can get better is to play the game. But two, you never know when you're going to have an injury. It may be week 6 or 7. All of a sudden, not only are they playing, they're playing in a more prominent role. Well, you don't want that to be the first time to get meaningful reps. And so it's just part of the development process. I think I was told, I haven't looked this up myself, but I was told we played 36 freshmen yesterday. True freshmen or redshirt freshmen on the whole team. You know, I think that just speaks a lot of volumes to what Coach Malzahn's trying to do, get these young guys in there and let's play them. And they're all contributing and doing some good things.
With Randy gone, where do you go, you know, from here with depth? I mean, does King Sweeney kind of work into this, or do you just go to Jalen and Chandler and say, well, you guys got to handle it all?
And, you know, Jalen and Chandler will continue to do what they're doing. Sweeney does factor into the mix. He's always been a guy that we know is very reliable, real smart. He knows the system. And so we feel okay about our depth there. And it's just kind of how we'll proceed until we have to change plans.
Did you like the way?
I know you've moved on since then, but the last time Texas A&M was here, the way that game ended, I mean, does that game ever come up in your mind at all, or still kind of haunt you?
I mean, when you bring it up, yeah. You know, all I know is we seem to have had success there, and they've had success here. And, they're a powerful, explosive offense, and then on defense, they got, you know, arguably the best combination of pass rushers there are. They got a phenomenal defensive coordinator. I mean, one of the best ever, you know, coach at our level. And they're gonna have a great plan. And it's gonna come down to, again, who's gonna make the plays. So that 14 game has no bearings on this, and really a lot of the guys playing aren't even here. So we just gotta go out and try to, again, make the same jump from week 2 to 3 that we made from week 1 to 2. That'll be key.
With the way Sean played and kind of developed into a rhythm and got the offense rolling, any regret to not letting him have that chance against Clemson, you know, settle in?
No, I'm just glad we played well last night, and it's really all we're focusing on, because that's all we can worry about right now.
How did John?
Did Xavier play better in his second start at center?
He did play better, you know, he did, and you could tell there were some things that we focused on last week. Coach Hand wanted him to improve on, he improved in those areas, so there's still plenty of work to be done, but I think he was more comfortable. We didn't have any kind of communication issues or anything like that, and again, when you see a guy, there was points made to him throughout the week, you gotta get better, and then he addresses that and gets better, then that shows at least progress. That always is a good sign.
What'd you think about John Franklin's, how he played in the fourth quarter?
He's fast. And so I thought he was more comfortable in his time in this game than he was in the first game, which was good. You know, and so just continue to try to bring him along. And I know he's confident. He had a really good week of practice throwing the ball last week, and so we'll just continue that progression this week.